Alright guys, getting serious about this thing. We're going to take it on vacation. I just had the ball joints redone. Oh my gosh. Captain, hey, it's me. Anyway, I got new ball joints put on, top and bottom. And now I realize I can't align this thing because the springs I put on it are causing it to have too much camber. So I've got to go in there and put some new camber adjusters. And all of my my tie rod ends and control points are all old and worn and have too much slop in them, so I'm going to replace those also. So for today anyway, I'm going to start by taking the cam adjusters out and installing some new ones, hopefully. They say this is a real hard job to do, so I don't know why, but they said it was harder than ball joints, but we'll see. And here are some of the parts I got. There's some Bilstein Shocks, the same ones I use on my Class B. It's 33, 18, 75, 63 for the front. And these are, I think they say they're for comfort in a van. They're supposed to fit an E350. So, had them last time, they worked great, so I decided to go back with that. When I was younger, I could do this in a couple hours, but I'm not as young as I used to be. This camera takes some abuse, I tell you. They take this piece out right here, which is the bushing, and I've got to replace it with this. This is a 2 degree. They said it was off by 2 degrees, but I am wondering if my offset was messed up or something. I don't know. And they are saying these are hard to get out. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. These guys were telling me, oh, that job's as hard as doing ball joints. Got to be kidding me. I don't know if I'm going back to that place. It's full of crap. Huh. Seriously? Easy. So you can see the difference. It'll definitely make a difference, so hopefully I got the right one. I cannot believe those guys were BSing me. Look at that. Must have been joking. Either that or you just... That is probably one of the easiest things I've ever installed. You see the way that wheel moves? That adjusts the caster and the camber. Pretty neat. I'm not sure I'm going back to the alignment shop. I think I'm going to do this at home. Thought they were treating me right, but after hearing this BS story, I have my doubts. They did do a good job on the ball joints. I didn't have a tool to press it out. That would have been probably $100 for me to do that. I don't know, maybe not. Might have been a lot easier job than I thought. Yeah, so my caps are looking like crap, man. I don't know what to do about that. Think about running it without the caps. Couldn't look any worse. Believe it or not, Summit Racing had the best deal on these parts. And they were willing to match prices and all that kind of stuff, so they're not just for hot rod parts. I don't know, I had a mental block about doing those ball joints myself, thinking I needed the tool and all this stuff, and I even watched the YouTube video and it looked pretty easy. But I figured I'd be torn apart for days. That, and I want to work on the boat. Oh man, I need to put that new shock on too. It's like the 5th time my batteries died today. My camera's getting old, man. Can't hang anymore. Just in case I didn't show you the part number. Whew, they look different. And my sticker with it too. Whew. Where are you at? Take a break. Another one of these tools, you need this in your toolbox. Definitely invest in one of these. Pretty close. Alright, well, I won't bore you guys with the rest of the other side, but that's all I'm going to do today for this side, and I'll knock the other side out. I've got all the tie rod parts coming, and the end links and everything, and I'll do that next episode. But for right now, this is well on my way to get this thing roadworthy, where I won't have to touch it anymore. To let this shop put the ball joints back in, I didn't have the special tools to deal with it. It's going to cost me like $100 to get the tool. I could probably rent it, but I didn't want to be under the timeline of having to get it back and all the other stuff. It was just it was a better idea to let them do it. They had the tools and to press the ball joints in and out, and I think it was worth the money to do that. I went back, I kind of assumed that they were going to align it afterwards, but that was probably a wrong assumption, because they do have to make money on the time that they put into, lining it up. So I went back the next day for an alignment, and they put it on the rack, and came out, told me, the camber was way out of adjustment, and that it needed special camber bushings to go in there to adjust everything. They told me that it was really hard to put the camber bushings in, almost as hard as it was to do the ball joints. And I was like, I looked at it and I was like, that doesn't seem right. So anyway, they gave me some part numbers for the bushings that I needed, and they said, we're like, oh, it's going to be like $300 or something crazy like that. I looked up the part number and it said it was for an F350. I was like, this is an E350 van. And I went back in the shop and looked at it, and I looked at their machine, and they had the machine set up for F350 when they were checking my alignment instead of an E350. So that right there, that made the choice right there. I was going to bring it back home and work on it myself. And what sealed the deal was they gave me an estimate to do the work, and not to put the shocks on, mind you, but to put the bushings in and the
the parts for the the bushings that go in, or the camber adjusters that go in, and all of the front tie rod ends and the center tie rod ends, everything. The whole package deal, $800. That's like half of that was parts and half of it was labor. I was like, I'm definitely gonna bring it home and do it myself. So I've got the bushings in, as you can see. Now I'm going to actually try to align it myself, because I just remembered that I had bought this a while back when I was dealing with Mustangs and hot rods and stuff like that. And instead of going to the shop all the time to do your alignments, you got this nifty little tool. I think this is made for like circle track cars. I don't have my my glasses on, but there's several different manufacturers that make this. But this will allow you to do camber adjustments and caster adjustments. And if these little wings are out right here and your tires are small enough, you can actually do toe-in adjustments. So if this doesn't work for my toe-in adjustments, because I think my tires are a little bit bigger, I have another way that I'm going to do that. But to finish up this episode, I'm just going to go out there and show you. I've already done it, but I wanted to show you what I did. I'm going to show you how I did set the caster and the camber. At least good enough for my purposes. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be like electronic machine that you can hook it up to. But then again, I'm the one that's controlling this. I'm the one that actually can see what work's being done, and if it's close enough to me, then I'm going to go with it. So, and I'll try it out. Another reason I wanted to go to the shop and get this taken care of, because it was going to cost me money in tires, not having this done, and having ball joints that are bad and having it out of alignment and everything. So save some money on my tires and make them last a little bit longer. So let's get to it. Let me go show you how this thing works, or how I think it works. I read the directions, and hopefully I'm doing it right, and hopefully I'm telling you right. I'm not a professional at this, but I'll just show you what works for me, and I'll let you know in a couple thousand miles whether or not it was a good choice or not. All right, so the first thing you want to do, see the adjustments on here. It's got like a little bubble level here. One side says camber, one side says caster. It came with a set of instructions that you can read to see how to operate this, but this is adjustable, and it's got these little prongs on it right here that go inside your wheel, and it expands up and down. What you do is you take the little prongs and you put them inside your wheel, and this measurement's not perfect because I'm on a slant, and the concrete could be imperfect also, and a slant also, but it works off this bubble level. You clamp this in here, and then you set it with the tension to hold it. And let me show you right here. This is how you can get your camber reading. It's got this little pin on the side right here, a little screw. It's a little set screw you can screw out. It goes up and down. You gotta be careful this thing doesn't, see, I pulled on it and it came out a little bit. But this adjusts up and down. Well, from the factory, this is set to that bubble level. If you've got the little screw in, that will be like perfectly level, and it'll tell you your exact camber reading. So I've got this in, and it sets this so you can't go up and down. And the reason this is adjustable is to set your caster. So as you can see, my reading is, well, it's a little bit above where I had it set when I set it, but it should be, from the factory, it should be 4 degrees, 4.5 degrees, and I've got that set at a little bit above 5 degrees. If you see the bubble and how far up it is, that would be 5 degrees positive right there. So positive would mean it tucks in, the bottom of the wheel goes in and the top of the wheel goes out. Factory setting, I believe, is like a 4.5. So I'm close enough right there. That's good enough for that setting. The next setting you want to set is your caster, and the way you do that is you take the wheel. First of all, you undo this screw right here. The instructions say to turn the wheel so that this is at a 15-degree sweep right here. If you see this little bevel right here, And what you want to do is line that end of that bubble up with the side of the vehicle so it's perfectly straight. And they say to turn the wheel going out like that and have this lined up perpendicular, or I mean parallel with the vehicle. And I'll show you what it is. And then what you want to do is you want to set the bubble level to 0 by tilting this up and down like that. And you know, it actually says 0 on the caster side, so that would be like 0. Well, let me go ahead and get that set up. I'll show you what 15 degrees looks like to me. None of this is an exact science, by the way. It's just getting close. It's a backyard alignment job, which, you know, sometimes that works pretty good too. Roll my window down so I can turn the wheel. All right, so what we want to do to set that, the first setup on the caster is turn the wheel out 15 degrees. So the face of this is parallel with the vehicle. That's approximately 15 degrees. And then you want to set the bubble level to 0 degree caster like that. And then you want to turn the wheel back in 15 degrees so that this little mark right here, this edge is parallel with the side of the car. And that will give you your caster reading. And like I said, this is not exact, it's just like close enough there. Let me see, I think I need to turn it a little bit more. Probably too much that time. There we go. And my caster reading is, looks like a little bit under 3, maybe I'd say 2.75 or 2.5, which is supposed to be, caster reading should be like 4. And I told you wrong about the camber reading. Camber reading should be, yeah, okay. Let me back up, okay. Camber reading should be 1/2 degree positive, and the caster reading should be 4.5 degrees, which mine's off, you know, like 2.75, but I think I'm close enough. I think I'm going to be satisfied with that. The other side matches, and the only way to adjust that is to buy different camber bushings, but my my camber and caster is adjusted by those bushings. What I'd have to do is go buy a different one, try to adjust it, and I don't think you ever get it like just perfect, but you can get it close enough. And I think I'm well within specs. It'll drive really nice and everything. So after you've set the camber, then you set the caster, and then I've got those parts that are on order for the tie rod ends and the links. And I'm going to replace those next, so I can't set the toe in yet, and that'll be my final adjustment. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it, and I'll let you know how it drives. I'll be changing the other parts out during this week, so it should be pretty soon.
Hey, thanks for watching my channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do for future updates. Remember, build it, don't buy it.